did not happen, evidently. And I already mentioned this in previous talks and in my book, Christus Vincit. A witness at that time was Cardinal Joseph Cordes, a German cardinal who is now living in Rome. He is very aged. And in 2017, when we celebrated the centenary of the apparitions of Our Lady of Fatima, he came to Kazakhstan, to Karaganda, as a papal legate. He's cardinal, and during the Mass, he said in his homily the following information he gave. He was present at the consecration on 25th of March in 1984, which Pope John Paul II prayed before the statue of Fatima, which was brought from Fatima. And in this formula of consecration, he did not mention explicitly Russia, but it was another expression, like those countries whose consecration you wish. So, of course, it was implicitly mentioned in this form. But as time after this, the Cardinal Cordes was invited by the Pope to a dinner, a private dinner in his apartment, in the papal apartment. And during the dinner, Cardinal Cordes asked this question: Holy Father, why did you not mention explicitly Russia? And the Pope answered him, this was my intention to do this, but because of political circumstances and the advice of the Vatican diplomacy, I did not do this because of political situation. So this was the explanation which the Pope gave to Cardinal Cordes. And from this we can deduce that it was the intention of the Pope, but I repeat, because of the situation political in 84, he followed the advice of the Vatican diplomats and did not explicitly. So, therefore, it could still be done in an explicit form. Even I consider the first implicit form of the consecration also a precious act of the Pope. Surely, the heaven, as Sister Lucia once told, accepted this. Of course, it was a beautiful prayer, and therefore every good prayer the heaven accepts. But we have to distinguish and discern between something which could be done still more perfect. And this, I think, could be still done. And then to your question, in which form concretely, Our Lady asked the Pope, shall do this in union with all the bishops, because even though the Pope is the visible head of the Church, but he is also the head of the Episcopal College, or the Episcopal body, the Episcopate. The Catholic Episcopate is one. It's not divided by divine constitution. And by divine constitution, there exists the papacy and the episcopacy. So this is, and therefore, to express the fullness of this divine constitution of the Church, and more powerful, it would be, therefore, Our Lady also asked that the episcopacy, episcopate, the College of the Bishops should also participate in this form. I think it's not necessary that there would be a arithmetical 100% participation, but what is important, it should be a morally participation in the sense that there would be real bishops who will really pronounce these prayers, which the Pope will give them in advance, I assume, in their places, or could be some delegates of some regional areas will travel to Rome and be present with the Pope in Rome. So there could be different forms of this participation, and common form of the explicit consecration of Russia to the Immaculate Heart of Mary.